right, on the right side of the map, Antigua Shipyard is our yellow Zerg player from the Team Slayers. He is... Shivers.
I don't want to play that game with her, man.
Oh, scary.
She's got so many trap cards.
Yeah. Those are burrowed banelings, man. And on the left side of the map, we have our Zerg player from the team Startail. He is...
Startail Julius.
Wow.
These are the best intros we've ever had.
I know. All of our intros this season are the best intros we've ever had, man. I mean, forget those K-pop singers. We need, like, ships flying through space and awesome Starcraft voices. That's what we need, man. It's cool stuff.
What if actually we're wrong? What we told about these voice actors was wrong, and they're actually K-pop stars talking like...
You know, we play on the Green Client like every day, so we hear these voices.
Yeah, we know they're actually the case.
We're right. We know it.
When I heard for Code S, when they were doing it for just the Code S players, I heard that voice and I was like, I think that's the voice from when I play on the Green Client, it's Terran, and it turned out to be the case. Now, right now for openings, both players going gas first. A little bit faster gas for YugiOh. Yeah.
I believe he 10 pulled again.
Yeah, he got his pull and his gas up very quickly. Yep. It's a 4-player map. They're actually at cross positions, so his opening is going to be even less effective than it was last game. But even so, having that earlier Zergling speed isn't a bad thing. You can make less Zerglings and make more drones during that time. Yeah. You can engage your opponent right. We also saw YugiOh do a lot of cool tricks where he trapped Zerglings. He was very smart with his initial Zerglings and his speed advantage.
Yeah, it was just really, the last game, YugiOh's biggest problem was just those bad attacks in the early game where he could have done so much damage to that natural hatchery and instead just kind of ran his things up the ramp, got him surrounded, and yeah.
You can see he's going to have his queen out a little bit earlier, speed's going to be out a little bit earlier, so that's basically the advantage of that. Loses a little bit of mining early on for going for that early pool, early gas. But in the end, you know, it's a fairly even opening to what Curious is doing. Now, if we see the exact same build that we saw from YugiOh and he goes to the Banelings after this, he's going to have to do it a lot better than he did last game.
Yeah.
Now again, YugiOh is making more Zerglings, and there's the Baneling nest.
Okay, well, this is a really interesting map for that. I could see situations where you could hide Banelings by the Zalnaga Tower and have Zerglings just run into them as well. That high ground in the middle is going to make a bit of a difference.
The natural is very wide open as well. There's a lot of areas where you can hide Zerglings. He's going to try to catch these Lings again. His speed's going to finish first, and he knows that. He knows he's made his speed at a time where his is going to finish first. So he's trying to get these Zerglings into a position where he can trap them.
And we'll see if he can.
Looks like he's going to be able to.
Things are looking really good for YugiOh here.
Nice, his speed finishes. He traps all of these Lings.
That is it.
Oh, nice control. And like I said, he can quite literally run circles around his opponent when this happens.
Exactly. Speed's going to be done by the time he gets to Curious' space.
Yeah, now, he does have his Baneling nest as well. Let's find out what happens this time. This is round 2 of what YugiOh has tried here. The hatchery is about the same time as it was last time. The Queen's ready. This time he's going to have a Spine to help, though.
And not as many Zerglings this time for Curious, too. Oh, never mind. Actually, there are as many Zerglings for Curious. He did make them.
And he actually morphed his Banelings right under an Overlord, so the Banelings are known about now as well.
Well,
trying to bait those Zerglings into them.
Here we go.
It's going to be tense. The hatchery finishes.
And Curious trying to make YugiOh come back, going for that counterattack. Banelings kind of wondering what their purpose is in life right now.
Oh, he better not try to... Oh.
Why?
Well, he does hit a lot of those Zerglings. And damages a lot of drones, but doesn't kill very many. But nice targeting on the weakened drones. Targets down every last drone he injured.
Yeah, he really made that count.
And right now, worker count is 11 for YugiOh and 10 for Curious. But again, we're going to have that same problem. That Curious has 2 hatcheries and YugiOh only has 1.
Yeah, he's going to have more larvae. I mean, again, if Curious can come in and kill YugiOh's queen, that's going to be game ending. You know, you're going to lose those injects. And without the extra hatchery, that's going to be a big problem. Zergling on Zergling action here.
Nice concave for YugiOh. Has a much better Zergling count now. Is he going to turn around, or is he going to go back to Curious' space? Looks like he's going to turn around. And this is actually buying Curious enough time to make use of that second hatchery.
Yeah.
Curious just making him turn around. He is going to get cornered here by the looks of it, though, losing all of his Zerglings slowly but surely.
Well, Curious is doing such a great job of keeping the pressure off of him and onto YugiOh, despite the smaller Zergling numbers. He's doing a good job of, all those Zerglings there, they're not
so many Zerglings. Plus, he's got great scouting information. He knows that YugiOh is making pure Zerglings.
Yeah.
And keep in mind, actually, this is something I want to mention more than anything else. Curious has been able to hold off these massive Zergling attacks without Banelings.
Yeah.
He has actually made no Banelings. Most Zergs in this case would make a Baneling nest just because it works so well in this scenario. But Curious has just been able to do counterattacks to achieve the same goal. Now, this attack by YugiOh looks like it could work, but the Queens are blocking the ramp. The Spines are going to do a lot of damage. And
a lot of
Curious is cutting off reinforcements with his Zerglings right now.
Wow. Oh, if he gets the Queen, which it looks like he might, that is
He very well might. The drone's fighting in here to try to help out, but it looks like the Queen is going to go down. He does fall.
Oh.
And YugiOh going to go for his last attack here at the natural. He does have a few Banelings.
He's got to make this work. This attack has to work.
He looks desperate here. His Banelings is trying to find the best target.
Yep.
And it looks like Curious is going to hold this no problem.
Oh, see, he's not manually detonating those Banelings.
Yeah, he's not doing it. I'm not sure why. And the Baneling's dying here quite uselessly now. Right now, the worker count... Oh, never mind.
Forget the worker count, Wolf. It is over. Startail Curious 2-0 against Slayers YugiOh. I would say, definitely without a doubt, the better player won this one.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Yeah.
We saw YugiOh do the same build twice.
Yep.
Both times had good moments, but I think his nerves may have gotten to him a little bit. He didn't control the engagements as well as he could have, but more importantly, let's talk about YugiOh, a guy who holds off 3 times as many Zerglings as he has consistently without Banelings, just simply by the usage of smart, well-timed counterattacks.
Yeah, making YugiOh run back to his base. Curious identified the big weakness, which was that there was only one Queen for YugiOh, and
he didn't
exploited that.
He didn't leave anything in his natural. The hatchery was just used as a production. He didn't have any drones mining there during the times where he just had his ramp blocked and the Queens were there, and those Queens were all he needed. He knew he had enough production of Zerglings that he could trap the units, and he just kept making more and more Zerglings and kept up with them and got more drones out, and eventually he was just like, well, I have more drones than you. I actually have made spines. You don't have a second hatchery. I can do counterattacks in your base. You can't be 2 places at once. You can't keep up with my production.
That was a really impressive ZVZ from Startail Curious. I mean,
and almost anyone else would have kept mining gas and made Banelings, but Curious showed, actually, if you don't mine gas, you get more economy. You can make Zerglings. If I go Zergling against Zergling and I
can afford
keep
some spine
microing,
crawlers.
It's just... It's awesome. Really awesome ZVZ from Curious there.
Yeah, a little bit different than we normally see. Very cool. I mean, I'm sure YugiOh is a little bit surprised about the result with that there. I mean, and he did make it to the up and down matches. We're going to take a 5-minute break. Don't go anywhere, guys. We'll be back with our PvP on Code A.